just raise your hands for questions, please, guys, and we can do Afrikaans and isiXhosa at the end. Right, we can start.
Rassie, firstly, just your thoughts on the game. Some good and some bad, and lots to work on as well.
Yeah, I think for both teams, some good and some bad. It's certainly a game where you could see they're a team that's played together in the Six Nations, and we haven't been together for a very long time. But then I thought there was some brilliant moments, but also some awful moments, you know, which is definitely things that we can work on. I can't talk for them because I know they're a class team, and they will come out firing to try and draw the series next week. But you know, the last 3 games between us and them, it's been 3 points, and to beat them with 7 eventually, no matter if it's a home or away, it's just a relief, because they've definitely been the team that we've struggled against in the last 6 years.
Just on that, I mean, just to get that bogey off your back, that you beat them now, and it's the last side under you that you hadn't beaten. So how's that feel?
Yeah, I think we always do everything as a group, you know, and as a group from 2018, this is probably the team that we had 0% against. I think the closest team which our win average was the All Blacks, which is 50% since 2018, and over above that, even the British Irish Lions was 67% or something like that. So they really had our number, and tonight there was instances where they came back so strongly. And I think if they didn't have 1 or 2 big injuries, you know, the game would have been much tighter. And we know next weekend, so I wouldn't say it's a monkey off the back, but it's certainly a really good competitive team who's number 2, and any day can step up and beat you and be number 1.
So, are you happy that you sort of landed the first blow in the series?
Yeah, of course, it was important. Obviously, of course, as coach said, this game was important for us. As he said, since 2016, you know, we haven't been able to beat them. So for our group, it's special, but it's not done yet. You know, we want to win the series, and we know they're gonna come back harder next week. I mean, we've seen what they can do. Even in the game today, it looked like we were gonna pull away, and then they came back there. And they're a very good team. So next week is gonna be proper as well in Durban.
Is it fair to say you had a couple of TMO decisions go your way tonight, but then also for long periods you guys dominated? I mean, is it a concern that the conversion of that dominance, and I'm not just talking about, you know, 100 missing kicks, there's also, you know, a few try scoring opportunities that were left out there?
I would say if you play the number 2 team in the world, you know, and a team of that quality, you know, certainly, firstly, creating some more opportunities. I hope people can see that we're trying to develop our attacking game with the foundation that Felix laid there. You know, with Tony, we're trying to step it up a little bit in certain areas. With that comes mistakes and experience and cohesion. And definitely at stages that didn't happen. But then again, they're not number 2 for nothing. You know, their defensive system is really sound. And, you know, when they scored those last 2 tries, we were down to 14 men. And I thought also, we struggled to get nice. It felt like a very stop-start game. It felt like there's always just a 2-minute delay, and there's a 3-minute delay, and either injury or somebody just getting treated, and that's nobody's fault. It was just in that regard. I think that also for both teams, it buggered up momentum a little bit.
Siya, for you personally, how did you feel about tonight? I mean, you played like you got a bit of spring in your step, like you trying to send a message or something.
No. I did, of course, enjoy the game. Like I'm enjoying the way Coach Tony is getting us to attack as a group, and getting the ball in my hands was I really enjoyed that today. But just being with the boys again, I think the kind of standard we set, you know, the coaches have a certain standard, but the players keep you accountable to that kind of standard. And it was great from all the boys. But like Coach said, we're gonna get better each week. You know, we still learning what Coach Tony is making us do, and it's only going to get better each week.
Rassie, hi. Well done. Congratulations tonight. It seemed like Siya and Peter Steff were more in the trams, getting into the game and attack from wider positions, and also getting Jesse Kriel, you know, sort of into the game quicker. Is that part of the stuff that you're working on?
Oh, obviously, that happened in the game. But yeah, no, since I know Siya, or since he's 18, he was always. We don't play with an open side flanker and a blind side flanker, and he's always been a great runner of the ball. And I think we underutilized him there. And the moment Siya knows specific roles, he does it really well. And then Peter Steph, I mean, he's been always really solid for us the last 2, 3 years, 5 years. But again, that ball has to go through a pack of forwards, getting the ball out with Ireland really contesting well at the breakdowns, and then it has to go through 10 and 12 hands to get to them eventually. So I think it will change from game to game, and Ireland will work out what we try to do tonight, and we're going to try and work out what they did tonight, because certainly I think they scored also a lot of tries. But yes, it's certainly something that we hoped would come off.
Rassie, do you think Ireland have cause for complaint about some of those TMO decisions?
I wouldn't help, I wouldn't. So I certainly have learned from the past, let it be. Yes, that's the protocol, that's how it works. And I've certainly learned, accept it and move on.
Rassie, what would you expect from Ireland in the second test?
Just like tonight, never give up. They'll try to come out more dominant. They certainly, I don't know, if the bench split will be the same, but the guys who came on, I think when Ringrose came on, there was certainly a little bit more challenging defensive situations. Not that Bondi and Enshaw's not great players. I mean, they run over you. I think, Crowley will be more settled in the second test. They had a injury, Hooker on injury, the 9 men down. So they were at disruptive things in the game. But it was certainly not that we, even until the last minute, I think the try of Cheslin was probably the put away, where we were lucky. But then again, till the last second, we were still nervy about the game. So no, this is definitely not. They're not going away. They're going to be the next weekend, and we'll have to really, really perform.
Rassie, just about on Jesse, and sort of how he's really come along especially since last year.
Yeah, I think the competition with Lukani, who's fit now again, and Kanan, who's also almost available in the next game, and also Hooker. I always find it funny to call a centre a hooker. But, he's been really doing well at training sessions. And I do think some of the guys who played this weekend, like Damien de Lende and those guys, really got tired at the end. And with the 6-2 split, we didn't have a lot of options to get some guys a rest. But it was nice to have a guy like Sasha on when Andre was blowing a little bit at the end. And even if Willie was tired, we could put Sasha at the back. So, yes, I think overall the planned work. We won for the first time in a very long time. But that's now done, and now next weekend there's another test match.
Coach, the 49th minute replacements, was that frustration or pre-planned, or did you not like what you were seeing from the starting pack?
No, we really loved what we were seeing. We always struggled in the lineouts against Ireland, and I thought that starting pack was brilliant. I thought Siya was brilliant, but it doesn't help you pick a 6-2. And of course, normally Ireland is a team that when your tight forwards get tired, like you saw the last 2 tries, they really exploit that really well. And I thought the last push over scrum is a testament that it does work slow poison a little bit. And when they got those injuries with Hooker and so on, I really thought, I don't think it's risky if you leave 2 guys on the bench, but it certainly lifts the pack of forwards. It could have maybe let Siya play on a little bit more, but then we also want to grow the squad, and a guy like Sasha experience the number 2 team in the world, and what they bring in the intensity. And I thought he did well the last 9-8 minutes. Salman Murat jumping against guys like the Irish have. So I know it's tough to say we're trying to build squad depth whilst trying to win, and so overall, I think goal achieved, but not definitely far from perfect.
Rassie, do you think you kind of surprised Ireland early on with how early you were willing to go wide with the ball?
I don't think I don't know if we surprised them. I think if they analysed our first game against Wales, they definitely stopped our maul really well. Definitely the scrums was very technical. It wasn't a brute power versus power. It was free kick here, free kick there. And that was something we must handle and get better at and understand why it's that, because we really want to have good set-piece competition. No, I don't think we surprised them, because they're certainly the team that attacked probably the best in the world with the All Blacks in general play. So I think week in and week out there, they practice that against each other. So yeah, I think they handled it well.
Yeah. No, siyavuya kakhulu obviously simwinile lo mdlalo. And I think namhlanje amathuba besinawo lo mancinci siwathathile where kezinye matches pheleyo besinqutyiwe ibhali and then singascori emva koko, but besiyazi impazamo zakwenzeka namhlanje, but into ebalulekileyo futhi thina uba simwine lo mdlalo, so sifake zonke into i-energy yethu could make sure uba senze umsebenzi wethu ebaleni. And I think and abantu abanamava namhlanje babengenyawo no-Peter Steph nangoku beniphumile mna. I think siqale kakuhle ngothatha ithuba lethu ngoba uqala imatch sibabona uba iye yahlisa inhloko zabo lwana bebengalindelanga eli hlobo size ngalo, but asikagqibi akapheli umsebenzi.
Dr. Erasmus, kan ik van kort eens Afrikaans op de opzomming eerste wedstrijd van die seizoen, een zege wat jullie verlangen. En net bij die tweede deel van die vraag, kan ik je vragen, jou loskakel, het een beetje van een haker van een wedstrijd gehad. Is dit iets waarover jij en jouw bestuursman een beetje op kommer zal wezen, of is het maar net die eerste wedstrijd van die seizoen, thuiswedstrijd van die seizoen?
Ja, overal denk ek, almal het geweet hierdie gaan 'n close game wees. Die laaste 3 games was 3 punte tussen die twee spanne. Ek dink was 'n helse build-up geweest na hierdie game toe, en baie heen en weer pratery in die media en pundits en almal het geweet hierdie gaan 'n close game wees. Dit was op altitude. Ek dink hulle het die game regtig goed beheer in terme van die spoed en stoppages wat ek sal baie intelligent was, en dis iets wat ons dan gewoond raak, maar ek dink dit was 'n grind en daar was sekere goeders wat ons wou kry die game. Eerste een was 'n wen, ons het dit gelukkig gekry. Die tweede een was ons sukkel altyd in lynstane en dit raak altyd baie tegnies in die scrums teen hulle, en ek dink aan die einde van die game het dit 'n bietjie beter gegaan, maar overall het ons die wedstryd gewen. En nou die laaste game is om die reeks te draw of om te wen. So ek dink die span wat hulle is en die afrigter wat hulle het en die wêreldklas speel. Ek het hulle het laas jaar 5 spelers in die wêreldspan gehad en hulle afrigter was coach van die jaar gewees. En so dis die tipe span teen wie ons op was. So ja, ons is tevrede met wen, maar baie harde werk wat vir ons voorlê. En Andre, skies je vraag oor Andre. Ja, ons het 'n bietjie oorweeg om Sasha dalk 'n bietjie vroeër op te sit, maar toe het ons al klaar vir Grant gebruik, want Faf het ook 'n bietjie moeg geword. Dit is maar ons situasie met oor ons ouens wat in Japan speel, URC klaarmaak, party ouens speel in die Premiership, om hulle almal in sync te kry en almal dieselfde wedstryd fikset te kry, waar Ierland nou deur 6 nasies gegaan het en deur die URC, vat dit vir ons 'n bietjie meer langer om almal presies op dieselfde wedstryd. En dan die ander ding is om 'n paar ouens ek sal nie sê caps te gee nie, maar hierdie cap wat Sasha gekry het en Gerard gekry het en Salman gekry het, niks teen Wallace nie, maar ek dink Wallace het 'n eksperimentele span teen ons gespeel, en ek dink die op die veld gaan vir hierdie ouens teen so 'n wêreldklas span sal baie beter vir hulle beteken. Ek gaan 'n ander deel van die games gehad waar ons weet hy skop altyd die balle oor. Vandag het hy net nie, so hy moet net daaraan werk.
azithethwa ngawe wake uxesela ngeqela ke ngoku aziziphi izinto ezifuna uzilungisa kulo mdlalo wesibili?
Yeah, ebalekile. I think ndiyavuya as long as sidlala lapha eMzantsi nazinto ebalekile it doesn't matter uba sidlala phi. Babedlala eBhayi bendizovuya kakhulu kusendlini gqibele kudala ugoduka. Yeah, ndiyavuya kakhulu and I think sisonke siyi-team and maninzi amajita adlala phaa kwelaa cala and sayazi abantu baseThekwini sekugcwele athengisiwe onke amatikiti. I think into ezininzi efuneka sizenze kakuhle zikhona ezizenze kakuhle but I think i-breakdown singaba bhetere kakhulu kuzo because bebenawo amanye amaxesha beslowisha u-9 wethu and obviously line out more zethu singaba bhetere nakuzo and I think naxa sifumana amathuba nansi into abalulekileyo futhi xa sifumana amathuba funeka siwathathe because kule veki zayo if kwenzeka the same mhlawumbi bona bazawuthatha amathuba abo if thina siwathathanga saba sengxakini. But savuya siwinile but sayazi umsebenzi awuphelanga so kuzonyanzeleka ukuthi sibe bhetere kule veki zayo.
Thank you very much, guys. Ireland have to come in, so we're done. And then after